Okay, I did actually make a video on the dip for Friday. Everything did dip just as I said. So what we're doing this morning is actually buying in the dip. So what we'll do is go round the coins and see what has lost the most. This is on the losing page. You'll see ARCs, you'll see, which I bought some and I sold it back off already. Synthex, OMG. We've actually put €100 on OMG. I think there'll be a lot of opportunities on that one. And you go around the coins and you'll see the ones you prefer and see which ones are lost, and then you put your €10 back on that coin. If you've been following the €10 trick, we've been doing videos on it for the last month or so. €10 trick was put €10 on each one of your favourite coins and watch the profit roll in. We started off with €130 and we're up to about 400 now. So anyway, that was a pretty good roll. So this is the Civic coin. We made quite a lot of money out of this coin on this raise right here. We sold at 48. We came back in. I lost a little bit on it last night. I'm not going to lie to you. I was told everyone to put your money on Ethereum. It was a really good move, and I didn't listen to my own advice. And well, there you go. But this is on its way back up, and we've got €50 in. So we'll claim the profit from that, and we're pumping it onto the Litecoin. Right, while we're pumping it onto Litecoin, let's have a look on the weekly cycle here. You'll see this is the hourly, this is the daily, and this is the weekly. Look at this weekly chart. You've got a lovely little triangle closing up here. It's the perfect triangle for a sign of a raise or a down. You know, it could go down at this point, but I'm pretty sure this is going up. So I've put €100 on this space, waiting for the uprise, and we'll keep an eye on it because what goes up can come down as well. You have to realise this. But I do have a lot of hopes for Litecoin. So OMG, great coin. It seems behind. I don't know why it's so cheap. I would have thought it would have been a bit higher at this point. It's taken its time. It's had a nice drop. I don't think it's going to go all the way down. I'd be very surprised. Looking at the last cycle in 2018, we've got a much larger scale graph here going on here. Is it the scale happening in the reversed action here, which means we'd only be at this point right here? So if we're at that point right here, we've got all this to go all the way up. But if it's the other way and it's a lot lower, I don't think so, because everything seems to be working well so far. So OMG, it's in my expectations. Ethereum is kind of getting to its high barrier here, 1,546, and keeps on hitting that top, and then will come down most probably another time, I reckon, which will bring everything down one more time. This is my opinion, not financial advisor. So I reckon this is all going to come back up now. This is why I've bought in here, €20, because of that dip. So I'm just going to try and ride up 10%, and then I'm going to pull out of each one of these coins, because I've got a feeling there will be a second dip. It will most probably be, if I take any guess, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, this Wednesday, and then we'll have the big ride up from Thursday, I would think, which will be the biggest. I think will be one of the biggest peaks we're waiting for. We've put €10 into the Decentraland. We've got like a bowl effect coming up here. You never know. So I've put €10 space on there. Uga's been up and down like a yo-yo. We've come quite far down, so I've just put a €10 space on that. You know, nothing to lose. Numerica, another strange coin. I put a £10 on there because it has gone up to 100 in the last cycle, which is 3 times as much as it is now. Not in the last cycle, even this year, I think. So, it's worth a tenner. So, we'll put a €10 space on that. That could be coming up, or it could come down. See this hat shape? It's dangerous, but we'll stay there anyway. We did have a lot more in this space. We've kind of we pulled this morning's profits out because we're coming up to this top peak. It's about the same as that top peak. I'm not going to take any risks. I'll keep my eye on it. If we do have an explosion, I'll be ready to put a little bit more on it, because it could, it's a very strange coin. Dash, I've got £10 on there. It's had a crazy cycle the last time round. I do think it's going to go up. But the Litecoin seems to be behind on it. So I've got quite high expectations this time around for Litecoin too. So I haven't gone all in on Dashcoin because it's been a very strange year for Dashcoin. It's had a lot of, highs and lows, and it's been bumping around, and I'm not too sure on it. So we'll just keep a £10 space just to keep our eye on it. 10 euros equals 100%. If I see it shooting up to 11 euros, I can always either take my profit out or add on to my profit. So anyway, going on to the last coin, Bitcoin Cash. This is set to explode by the looks of things. I'm actually going to double up on this one because it's got so much potato in it. It's full of potato. I don't know what you mean. That's a French saying. C'est de la patate, which means it's on fire, and it will go up. It went up to 3,600 last time. But you've got to be all these things that peak up. You've got to be ready to pull out. You've got to kind of things you've got to keep your eye on once it gets up to that top peak, like we did with the Civic coin. We sold it at what was it, 24 cents or something. We bought it at 8, so we did pretty well on that one. AAVE, it's had a way of a shoot down. It reached up to its top point. I do think it's going to go up today, but as I said, what goes up will come down before it has its main peak. I'm doubling up on that space as well, and I think what we're going to do is we're definitely going to double up on that one because it's got that potential, and it's quite a cheap price. It was at a 460 last week, and it's lost 100 euros just this week. But when it comes down, it does come back up. So I'm just going to ride that 10-20% and keep my eye on it. And Bun Protocol, look at this cheap price, 13 euros and 67 cents. That is set, they're all set to explode this morning because of the big descent that we just had. Here we go. Take a look at this. Look at the Bitcoin Cash's graph. That's the daily. That's the weekly. That's still got a slight triangle. Can you see that slight triangle on there? And when I looked into the all-time round graph, the drops didn't look that bad. So we're going to double up on this space and then round it up to 20. So we need to add on 10 euros and 16 cents, something like that. So we're going to look into a coin that's made profit. So this is made 2%, which will pay for the fees, and it could level out. We'll just leave a 10 euro space on that. So we'll put 10 euros and 23 cents, and we'll put that into Bitcoin Cash because I do like the triangle formations. Triangle formations are what we're looking for, and they always, 9 times out of 10, they pull off. So we'll double up on that space, and I've got high expectations for Bitcoin Cash. So we'll start building that up bit by bit, and we'll keep our eye on it. And we just bought in that hourly dip. Can you see that dip? So it was a good time to add that 10 euros on. So, and this is how we make profit. Look on the hourly graph. So if you're actually exchanging, you exchange on a dip, on an hourly dip. If you think, even if it's going to go up in general, try and look for that hourly dip. So a great way to trade without candlesticks. I've actually made videos on this. I know the exchange rates are higher, but you don't go through Bitcoin. You don't go through. And you're not actually doing 2 transactions. You're going straight to your coin. You're saving time. You're not waiting for that coin to come down to that certain price. It's a different way of trading. It does work. We've tested it. We've tried it. So now we're getting to the middle of the bull run kind of thing. We don't want to be using the 10 euro trick anymore. Because obviously some of the coins have reached their limit. Some of them made 20x, 20 times their amount. So you can't be expecting another 20x. Well, you could, but you'd have to be very lucky. But anyway, so what I'm doing is building up on coins that are reasonably priced, and I have high expectations for. Litecoin being one of my favorite coins throughout the year. So, and it's not too expensive compared to the Dash coins had quite a big boost. It was lagging behind, and it's just jumped in front. So I could expect, Dashcoin and Litecoin are always jumping around together, and I can see Litecoin jumping up in front again. So this is why I've chose Litecoin, and also because of the graphs. And these are our main coins. All these altcoins have been taking the limelight out of these coins for the last month, and they've been hammering themselves. And now they're starting to calm down, they're starting to drop, and it's the main coins that are starting to take their role. So this is a good time to come back into the main coins like Litecoin, Dashcoin, even the Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Ethereum, and the whole lot. I think Ethereum's just going to break that barrier and go wild, but it needs to break that 1,500 euros. As you can see, our balance came down last night. We actually stayed in the role. I told everyone to go into Ethereum, and I would have been safe. I'd have only lost 6% if I did listen to my own advice, but I obviously did leave a few spaces out there, and I did move stuff around, and we lost a good 10%, I think. So for a good 4%, maybe even a little bit more than 10%. So a good 4, 5, 6, 7% more than we should have. But it's no big deal. We used the 10 euro trick this morning to buy in the dip and build our account back up. We was down to 380, and we made 20 euros in the last hour or so buying in the dip. So it's, there's always but it would have been better if we'd have bought in the dip and had everything in Ethereum and then lost a lot less. But that's the way it rolls. And we do obviously avoid doing big transactions on the Coinbase Classic site, because if you do transfer 100 euros, that's when you're going to see your account. It's going to cost you 3 euros at least. So you don't want to be you want to be using Coinbase Pro when we want to cash out big lumps. So which I haven't done, which I have not been doing, because I don't want to ruin my graph, because if I take everything out, my graph will not be as nice for the videos. And as I said, this account is just for video purposes. See how much we can make on the Crypto Angel channel together. And we're on our way back up. As you can see, it was down to 380 and 23 cents there. We're back up to 400, and that's just in the last hour. So, this is, and we're going to try and get our way back and figure out where to place these coins. And as I said, I've got my eye on Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin today. I think it's going to be their turn to move, and the Civic coin, because I'm in with the Civic since the beginning. I think the first time I bought it was at 2 cents, and it's already been up to 40, I think, something like that. Let's have a look. Yeah, 40 cents in the last 24 hours. So in the last 24 hours, and we sold at 48. That was it. We sold at 48 right up here. We rode that all the way to the top. We sold exactly at the right moment. Very lucky, and we bought back in at the bottom of this dip and rode another wave and then came down. So we lost what we won on the second dip. So it doesn't really matter. It's the way it rolls. If you got everything right, we wouldn't be here making videos. We'd all be millionaires, and no one would be sharing secrets with anyone. So anyway, that'd be enough for my mumbo jumbo and my tips and tricks for crypto money. Give me a thumbs up, and I'll speak to you soon, and I'll let you know when the next dip is, and see if I get any airdrops or any faucet tricks or any multiplying tricks. I will let you know as ASAP. Don't forget to let me know how you're getting on, and if you've been using the 10 euro trade without candlesticks trick. And I'll speak to you soon. Crypto Angel, over and out.